What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're doing an update on my collection of Transformers Masterpiece and third-party figures. So I do this update every 6 months or so, and we also do one at the year end, just to kind of see all the new stuff and kind of look back. So I will point out those. I'll spend a little bit more time on the new stuff compared to the older stuff. If you're interested in anything I have, like for example, the backgrounds, the cardboard backgrounds, or display stands, or little knickknacks here and there, I try to put everything in the description. There's some things like Dr. Wu figures which just aren't available anymore, so you'll have a hard time finding those, but anything else that's available I will put in the description so you can go find it. That being said, let's get started. We'll start out with the Blockies collection. Alright, so starting out with the HasLab Unicron. This actually, I did have some updates on this. So these wings are actually 3D printed. Shout out to Chris C, who made these for me. He's out of the Transformers ERC group, and then I painted it to try to match. I have the rings on the planet. I'll show you a little bit later. And then on the back, I've got my Cybertron planet background. It's a high-res picture that I printed out. And this is where I put the Blocky Defenders figures. So these are the 2-inch figures, the smallest line that they have. They got vehicles in the line as well. And these are the Autobots over here. And then we've got the movie figures here in the middle. And over here we got our Decepticons. And we had our first Combiner Devastator this year. And we will be getting Bruticus. We've got the first 3 Combaticons. We've got 2 more to go. And then we'll get the kit to put them together. So that's kind of cool. Next we have the Galaxy version, which are the 4-inch figures. This was kind of what they started with. I bought the first one last year, Wave 1. And then ever since then I've had this partnership with them. And they've been sending me these and I love them. This shelf is pretty full. I'm pretty much out of space for these Galaxy versions, so I've been swapping things out or adding, but I'm pretty much out of room here. We do have the light up ones over here. See if I can get one to turn on. There we go. Oops, I knocked this thing out, but they do light up. This 6 over here. They have some new ones in the collection as well, like this reflector. He's new. He lights up as well. So pretty fun little collection there. And then we got the Classic Class, which are the 5-inch. So these are all Transformers 1 related. That's the one. I'm not really a collector of the Bayverse movies, but I have these. And then I got these two just because they're the cogless with the cogged figures. So a lot of these were new this year too, especially that one back there, the Megatronus. Really nice figure. And then over here we got the Action Edition, which are the bigger 7-inch figures. These are like the more detailed. Kind of compare them to like the YOLO Park MK Pro. This Optimus Prime is new. He has a light up feature as well. There we go. Lights up his eyes and his chest and the Matrix. Very cool figure. We will be getting Tarn next, so we'll take a look at that. And then down here, not Blockies related, but I've got the Autobot Arc and the Decepticon ship. I just have no place to put them. They're kind of too big for a shelf. I might hang them. My buddy Dr. Diecast, next time he comes over here, I'll get some fishing line and put those up. For now, they're on the floor. All right, let's move on to the Masterpiece and third party, which I know people are probably most excited for. Here's the FansToys X versions. Finished this last year. Really, I love the way these look. And I have the alt modes down here for those with the Studio Series wheelie on top. Still haven't gotten a good wheelie all this time. Here is the FansToys Aerial Bots in robot mode, and I like to keep the combined mode near it. So here's the Ethereon, their version of Superion. Got finished this year. It's great. I love it. I think this is a great figure. Is this year? No, I'm sorry. I said this year. I think it's last year. I'll have to go back and look. A lot came out this year. Of course, X-Transbot's best figure ever, in my opinion, is this Cosmos. I love this metallic version. We got another Combiner set team here. We've got the Ocular Max, Toy Decos, of the Protectobots. These turned out really good. And I got the Toon version up here. This also completed this year with their Ventus, their version of Blades. I do have a kit on it to make it a little bit taller, so he can stand a little bit better. Although he doesn't really measure up to the FansToys, it works for me. And then moving on, we've got the Minibots, mostly like 90% FansToys. We got the one Takara Bumblebee. That's the only one they made Minibot, really. But that's really worked out. Some of these blast effects that you see I have along the way, those are from NuSupply. They're actually back. I don't know if they're making these blast effects, but they're making other stuff, so you can check them out, NuSupplyFX.com. And here is my Autobot cars. And we do have a new figure here. This is the DX9 version of Sideswipe. I really am annoyed that they put out the Toon version with the clear lights and the white arms after I bought this. I obviously would have bought that if I knew, but they do look good together. But that Sideswipe might be short-lived. It may not be there for very long. Most of these are the Plus anime versions. And then over here, we've got some bigger figures. We got the FansToys Trailbreaker and Hoist, as well as the Takara. This is the Magic Square. This is still king of the Optimuses for me, the EX version, along with the MP10 KO done in MP44 colors. This is new for this year. I just got this. Very nice version of Optimus, especially in alt mode. Next, we got more Carbots, FansToys, and Takara. This is new. This is the Star Toys tracks. I still have the Takara down here. I actually picked this up. This is a Hot Wheels Moto Campo, Honda Moto Campo. If you don't know, Skids is a Honda City, and he came with that car came with a little fold-up moped that you could put in the trunk. So I had him just to go with Skids. Alright, moving on to the Decepticon side. Now we have the Decepticons. 2 sets of those, and then we've got the Takara, Megatron, Shockwave, the FansToys Soundwave with all of his tapes. Actually, I have the Sound Blaster tapes here too. Takara has been relegated to alt mode. You'll see a lot of that in my collection. And then we've got the FansToys Reflector. And here's another set that was completed this year, the FansToys Stunticons. I love these robot modes. We got Dead End this year. He's not the greatest bot on his own, actually. I think he's kind of weak, but we do have the DX9 G2, which also finished this year with this guy right here. I took the trailer off, just a good fit. And going with them, we have the FansToys Metasaur tuned and toy decos. This one has the QQT Studios upgrade, which also got this year from that AliExpress store that sent me some things. I love having both decos. This is really one of the best combiners ever, I think. I think in my collection, it's probably the best combiner. Really beautiful. Alright, continuing on, we've got the FansToys Constructicons. They're not going to be staying here. They're going to be going into combined mode once it's finished. And probably the Ocular Max will end up here. I'm not sure yet. And this guy is going to get replaced later this next year when we get the Takara version of Hauler. I just love their mold. So this guy's pretty good. It's a good, one of X-Transbot's best molds, honestly. But I prefer the Takara mold. And of course, with it is my longest standing combiner, the Toy World Devastator. Still good to this day, but it may get knocked off the mantle by FansToys. Let's see. And then we've got the Ocular Max versions of the Combaticons in vehicle mode, and you can see there's a space up here. That's because I'm going to put the Magic Square, which finished this year. They finished at an unbelievable pace. It was less than a year to release all of the robot modes. Unfortunately, I have it down here in combined mode because I'm waiting for the Toon Deco parts so we can do the review of the combined Toon mode. So in the meantime, on the shelf, I've got the Zeta Toys Bruticon with the diecast chest. This is still a very imposing version of Bruticus to this day. Coming over here, we've got some flying figures from the Decepticons. We got the KFC version Octane. This is a very weak figure, but there's not really a better one out there. Then we got the Deformation Space Seekers with the Collector's Craft gun. There's a Dr. Wu figure there. MP52 Starscream, and then these are new for this year as well, the MPU Seekers. This finished very quickly. They did a great job on these. I'm very happy with it. I don't need any more cone heads. Like, these are perfect for me. They're holding some Energon cubes. That was actually from KFC, or KFC's Shattered Glass Retgar. So that worked out for me. Coming down here, we've got some Jetfire. So get ready for some Jetfire and Skyfire. There's the original comic for Jetfire. And then here is my Jetfire shelf. And you got a little peek at my packages down there. I've got quite a few fans. So I've got 3 FansToys. You'll see another one later. I got the clear. I have this one, which was customized by GetRightRobot. Love that one. Let's see, which ones are new? This is new. This is the SDCC exclusive Void Rivals Jetfire. And these are new. This is the Blockies Jetfire, or Skyfire, in robot and vehicle mode. This is the Lance Chen, gifted to me by San Scott Roberts. Thanks to him. That's Super 7, in case you're wondering. And this is also new to my collection. Not a new figure, but this is a Elect Custom cel-shaded MP57 Skyfire. He even cel-shaded these guys down here. It looks beautiful. He did the faces. I just kept putting it all on display because I thought it was so well done. It's just awesome. I haven't transformed it because I've been afraid to scratch the paint, but that's also new to the collection. And then this guy over here, the Shattered Glass Jetfire, oversized KO of the Siege Shattered Glass Jetfire. That completes my Shattered Glass Jetfire. I'm done. I don't need any more. I don't need any more Jetfires. Here's the Blockies Shattered Glass Jetfire as well. Over here we have the X-Transbots Quintesson Judge. These are old, but the diorama is new. I got this. I won this in a game at the Transformers game group, and I thought, hey, that's pretty good for this setup. I just wanted something that looked a little nicer, so I do need to put a background back there, but other than that, this works for me. So we've got the Omnibots. We need one more to go for these guys, and then I'll be done. That will be my last X-Transbots, unfortunately. You know, I love what they're doing. They're making unique characters like the Omnibots, but I just can't deal with the breakages and the issues I've had. But I'm happy that they're making it. Here's their versions of Runabout. Runabout, my childhood favorite, other than Skyfire. And then down here we've got my customs from GetRightRobot. These are gorgeous. If you've ever seen the custom head he made, it's beautiful. I have them in alt mode now. More X-Transbots, their version of Punch Counter Punch. I have it in vehicle mode. Then we've got the Ocular Max. This is also new. The Stray. This is the retail version, and this is the limited edition exclusive version. And I also got this diorama from them. So it just displays very well. That's the Tofu Shop from Initial D. And we've got some Fans Hobby exclusives from the Chosen Prime and GetRightRobot. Designed the colorway. Here are some FansToys Toy Decos. So we got the Toy Deco Galvatron, Toy Deco or Gray Shockwave. This is the only FansToys exclusive ever made. Toy Dojo did this. This is my custom. I took the Tesla 1.0, painted it into Magnificus. So tried to make a bunch of toy decos together. Here are the tapes, and I think any of these new this year. Not sure if this is this year, or I think this might be last year. I actually forget. But over here, we definitely have, this guy is new. So we got Ramhorn finally finishing off my shelf with my custom twin cast made from Deformation Space. I think this guy was also new. Line Fang, their version of Stripes. So I love this. I love this shelf. You know, it's cool to have the tapes with their tape recorder counterparts. It works out for me. Here is my Optimus Prime collection. Most of these are used just for size comparison. So I've got the MP10 back there. That's what started it all. My wife got me that in the Studio Series 86 Prime, which has some custom stickers on it, the New Age, and then the Galaxy toys, which I'm going to replace with the Dr. Wu. These are all older figures, so I'm not going to really talk about them other than the Aldi's. This is new version. And then back here we've got my custom from GetRightRobot. This is the X-Transbot Scourge, customized into Alpha Trion. This is beautiful. Alright, moving on. This is another custom 3D printed version of Autobot X done by the Quintesson Syndicate, who is actually, they often show up at TFCon, and they're with the Madhouse Toys booth, so you can check them out. This is also new, my FansToys Ironhide, so the Takara, of course, relegated to alt mode now, and we pretty soon have the FansToys Ratchet coming, so that's going to go right there. There's the Grapple and Inferno from Takara. Here's my second set of Skyfire. We've got the FansToys X version. My favorite all-time version of Skyfire is this painted version. Still looks good to this day. And then we got the Takara in jet mode. This is the Lek Custom stand. I just decided to use it with this jet mode. Alright, continuing on with the Titan and Combiners. We've got the FansToys Blue Guardian, or Guardian Robot. Then we got the Moon Studios Raiden. The FansToys Ethereum I already showed you earlier. The DX9 Omega Supreme. And then we'll get into our movie shelf. And I just got this sign right here, again by Chris C. 3D printed that. I mean, it looks awesome. You know, it's actually, you know, it's got some depth to it. But here we got pretty much all FansToys. If you see alt modes, that's because there's a Takara, and again, relegated to alt mode. But we got Hot Rod, RC, Exosuit, Spike, and then this is again a Dr. Wu Carly. And then back here we got pretty much all FansToys except for the Unique Toys Sandstorm back there. Nobody's made a good version of Sandstorm, to be honest. But yeah, here's all my movie figures. This is a custom DX9 version of Rodimus. Custom painted. Actually, we put the FansToys face on his head. And then we painted him up. Here, this is new for this year, I think. The FansToys version of Ultra Magnus. Gorgeous figure. And I think we got all of this from last year, but here's their version of Blaster and Wreck-Gar with the Shattered Glass Wreck-Gar from BotCon. It's actually the best bike they've made because it's just so solid, well built. I don't know, they may put some extra love into this one. Alright, moving on to the Decepticon shelf. So I decided to have robot modes and alt modes kind of together on this shelf. So we've got the FansToys Blitzwing, which is new for this year, with the Star Toys in alt mode. And then of course Cyclonus, Galvatron. This is new, the Sovereign 2.0, their version of Galvatron. It looks really good at alt mode, so I decided to put that there. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to keep that there or not. That's kind of a test piece right now. And their version of Scourge, their version of Astro Train, and then the Toy Deco Astro Train in front. And we already showed you this FansToys. Moving up to Season 4 Headmasters. We've got 8-Face and Snapdragon from KFC. These are the metallic versions. They do have some issues, but overall, I like the look of them. Here's the FansToys 6-shot. These are older figures. By the way, these, if you see these in my collection, these are acrylic stands I got from UBTS. Impossible to find and very expensive. So I'm glad I got them when I got them. And here's the FansToys Headmasters. That effect is from NuSupply for Mind Wipe. Coming to the Autobot side, again, all older figures, but I know Star Saber is not part of that. I just don't have another spot for it. But we've got all these. I did add FansToys Marg up here just because I didn't really have a spot for him, and I thought he looks good here. Core robot, so he ended up over here. And that's it for the season 4 shuffle. We actually don't have that many. I was hoping Highbrow would come out this year. It doesn't look like it's going to come from Make Toys. It looks like that's going to be delayed indefinitely. All right, and we'll finish off with some Titans and some larger robots. We've got the Titans Return Triptychon. These two are new to my collection. The 3D printed 2-foot broadside from Toymaker 3D, printed by Arctic Paint Thing. Beautiful job on this. I love the way it looks. And then he also did a Guardian robot. This turned out really good. It's a tubby version, you know, the big one. So that looks really nice. And then this is a custom made by Adrian S. He took a Buzz Lightyear figure and customized it into a Centurion droid. And then last over here we've got Scorponok from the Hasbro line. I do have a piece of art here, and I'm going to show you some other art, but this is a metal piece of art from the FansToys Phoenix, done by the original artist, so he actually signed it, WMD. And I just haven't figured out a way to mount this because it's a piece of metal. So I want the front to show, but I want it to hang. So I'm looking for a good way to hang that. And for now, it's sitting here, but I haven't figured out a way to hang that properly. Speaking of artwork, let's go to this side. We'll see some artwork here. This is kind of all the larger posters that I have. And most of these are the Defending Our Missing Heroes, which is the Bobby Skullface store. So the Optimus, the Megatron, the Dinobots, and the Devastator are all from Bobby. And then we've got this movie poster. I love this movie poster. The longer you look at it, the more you find little details in there. And I think this is my favorite piece from Bobby. He's ripping apart the Optimus there. It's just such a cool piece. All right, and then we have the artwork here of Skyfire and Jetfire. This one, Take for Life picked this up for me at a convention, and this was gifted to me. There's actually a lot of gifts in this collection. I just didn't pick them all out, but this was gifted to me by a friend. And then over here we've got Bob Budiansky's artwork signed. All right, and last but not least, we have the HasLab Unicron in planet mode. I've separated the planet from the rest. So over here we have this. This is new. This is the Blockies Unicron head, as well as the Autobot ship and the Decepticon ship. We got some Lance Chen minifigures back here. We have the Blockies Arc over here, along with the X-Transbots remote for the Quintesson Judge, which is the Quintesson ship. And then over here we've got the 01 Studio version of Cybertron in planet mode, just so I could have the two together. But on the side here we've got the Fugu model Transformers Jetfire, and I love this box so much. I decided to keep it in box. It's a really good figure. It doesn't need to be in the box. It could be out on display, but I just like the way it looks here, so I decided to keep this. And then over here is the Ocular Max poster. This was a limited edition at the convention for their tapes. All right, so that's it for the collection update. You can stay tuned for the best and most disappointing of 2025 video, where I'll go over some of the masterpiece figures that we got this year and third party. Also, for members, I will be releasing a video of the rest of my collection, which is non-Transformers related. but you may be interested in that, so I'll put that there. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.